Micah Hyde writes his goodbye to the Buffalo Bills. And you could see that this goodbye was actually written by Micah Hyde's wife. And I think this has a lot to do with Micah Hyde's injury back in 2022 when he stated he'd come back in 2023. And he did have a pretty dramatic scare on that field during 2023. And it happened to just be a stinger. But Hyde was down. Everyone assumed that it was a re-injury of that neck, that spine that he had the injury on in 2022. Now, the door is still open because per Micah Hyde, he said he wanted to spend some time after the season to discuss things with his family. I'm sure his family has a big part in this. Does Micah Hyde want to risk himself for the future and potentially be hurt? Now, why this stings so much is because Jordan Poyer is here for an additional year. And it would be nice to see Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer for at least one more season together. We could see Rachel Bush, the wife of Jordan Poyer, gets emotional as she read Micah Hyde's letter penning his bidding goodbye to Bills Mafia. We could see after the game, it looks like Rachel Bush and Micah Hyde's wife hugging things out. Looks like they're very emotional. Since 2017, love you forever. It is a traumatic thing here. One of the reasons why the Buffalo Bills broke the drought was because of Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. And Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, they were instrumental in instilling a culture. Listening to Sean McDermott's first people that he brought here were Poyer and Hyde. And they were super, super instrumental in revamping the DNA of the Buffalo Bills, changing this losing, laughing stock of the NFL to perennial winners. I've been saying it since 2017 that it's no coincidence that the Buffalo Bills broke the drought the day that Poyer and Hyde showed up. This is the letter from Micah Hyde's wife addressing Bills Mafia, saying that once the season comes to an end, she typically has so much to say about Micah Hyde's season, but this one is for you. To be honest, years ago when we first found out that they had to leave Green Bay, she was very sad. But Bills Mafia, she had no idea what it was about. She couldn't believe playing anywhere else would be better than playing in Green Bay. But when Micah Hyde signed here 7 years ago, she was instantly being sent videos of people wildly taunting, jumping through tables, using ketchup, mustard, in ways that she could never imagine. She said that she was very intrigued by Buffalo and that we had her attention, and maybe that this place wouldn't be so bad after all. Everyone she spoke to stated that they would fit right in, and she said that they were all completely right. After stepping into Buffalo and living here, it only took her seconds to love this place. And believe me, it was seconds, she says, that she fell in love with Buffalo. And it made her feel like home more so than any other place that she's been before. In their time here in Buffalo, they got married and they got a puppy and they had their first son, and a year after, their first baby girl. And through all of it, you guys totally embraced us and celebrated and welcomed our family. And in return, we will always embrace Buffalo, every single one of you. Says her kids are going to be diehard Buffalo Bills fans for life. And she goes on to explain what Bills Mafia means to her. She says it's family. It's a wild display of loyalty, and nothing, no other fan base can ever top it, let alone come close. Believe that. Through the highs and the lows, you guys stood by our side, and we see you. This really is the city of good neighbors, and what a privilege it has been. She goes on to thank Bills Mafia. Thank you for making this place our home. Thank you for being so good to us. Thank you for making each season so special. And thank you for making this place so hard to leave. You will always have a place in our hearts. And man, do we love you guys. Finishes by saying Buffalo is special. This might sting now, but believe this city will get theirs. And even if it might be our time to say goodbye, know that no matter where we go or what may be next, the Hydes will happily be promoted from the roster to the Mafia, because when it all comes down to it, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? And that last paragraph stating, even if it might be our time. So they're still leaving the door open. There is still a glimmer of hope that Micah Hyde comes back. I know this is fresh off a really sour taste in our mouths, losing against the Kansas City Chiefs, seeing Micah Hyde go down in 2023 with what could have been a same reoccurring injury of what happened in 2022, a neck spine injury that he's been dealing with for years. And now that Micah Hyde has his family, it's a very emotional thing to see him go down on that field for his wife. So they definitely have to figure things out, and it really stings for Bills Mafia because the pairing between Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, the best safety duo in the NFL, there's no coincidence why the Buffalo Bills broke the playoff drought all the way back in 2017. There's no coincidence why we have the culture and DNA on this football team here at One Bills Drive. The Buffalo Bills were super lucky to get Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer here. And as fans, I think we really need to start to cherish the players that we have on their team instead of not knowing what we have until it's gone. This could very well have been the last time that we see Micah Hyde on a football field for the Buffalo Bills. And it really burns. Burns even more because we really don't have an answer at safety. We have Jordan Poyer, but we have Damar Hamlin. Even Cam Lewis is a free agent. Taylor Rapp is a free agent. Will we be able to bring these guys back? Jordan Poyer is definitely going to be here, but, I think Damar Hamlin could fill into that role. Cam Lewis, if we do sign him back to the Buffalo Bills, maybe having Lewis just focus on the safety position instead of focusing on nickel, on the dime package, and all these other things that he's doing, including special teams. Maybe Cam Lewis can come in, solidify himself as just a safety on the Buffalo Bills, and replace Micah Hyde, but that is going to be awfully hard to do. Obviously, we don't have the experience of a Micah Hyde on this team, especially if Hyde is gone. This is going to be a huge hole for the Buffalo Bills to replace. Again, there is a glimmer of hope for Micah Hyde to still return, and it is still fresh off the season, an emotional couple of years for Micah Hyde and his family. It takes a strong soul seeing a family member go down on the field, gruesome pain, not knowing if they're going to get back up, to help your family, support your family. So I completely see both sides of it. I just wish Jordan Poyer with 1 year left on that contract. I wish that Micah Hyde would hopefully come back and play one more year. I know it was every intention for the Buffalo Bills to sign Hyde for another year to maintain that relationship between Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde for just one more year. And I think we could all, as a fan base, know that this is probably going to be the final year of the duo in 2024, and we would actually cherish it throughout the season. It really stings seeing that Micah Hyde is going to be gone. I would have loved to give him a proper farewell. Truly appreciate you guys all so much. I know this was an emotional type video, but the Buffalo Bills have definitely found ways and found answers in the past. This is a huge pair of shoes to fill for Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott. Now, I think we could definitely do it. But again, I would love to see Micah Hyde come back. But I truly appreciate you guys all so much. If you want to support me and my efforts for this channel, hit like and subscribe. Also, if you want to support me further, check the link in the description for the Buffalo Chicken Wing merch. Also, Course Careers is linked in the description. They have a free introduction course offering 100% online courses so you can land a fully remote job. Appreciate you guys so much. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.